to Blue Jays today. This is a Wine on Wine, where we always have something to drink to the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Were you working on that?
Nope,
prior?
just came over right now.
Right, okay.
I'm your host, Adam Peddle.
I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog, and that is right, guys. We are drinking along, breaking the rules slightly. I got a mango margarita. I got a margarita making kit for Christmas time. I've been abusing that to its core. Yeah, it is. That thing is getting worked right now. That margarita is putting in work. So thank you, Mom. I appreciate
syrup.
that.
So the syrup's still doing well?
Syrups are still doing well.
Okay.
I also have a gift card to the Cocktail Emporium, which is just a few blocks down the road to get more syrups when those syrups run out. So that's great, guys. We're not here to talk about syrups though, or other things. As much as I would like to.
As much as it's
Margarita
like a
Mondays. Margarita Mondays. Fuck
Wine
yeah.
Wine on Wine Fridays. What are we gonna do for Wednesdays?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I don't even know, dude. Yeah.
Water break Wednesdays.
Water. All right, sure.
Drink your water, everybody.
Drink your water, everybody. Anyways, though, guys, we're here to talk some ball, some baseball, specifically the CBA negotiations that are happening right now, and then probably just talk about some other shit too. You know, depending on like what's going on.
It's the Q&A right now too, so like obviously you have to ask questions. We have 2 people in right now, so it's just very early. So we'll let you guys funnel in a little bit. But yes, Q&A. So we'll be answering questions a lot later. If you guys are watching us after the live, so stay in tune for that.
Yeah.
All right. So CBA, right? Basically, what have you heard? What are the headlines that you've heard coming out of the CBA talks last Thursday?
I've heard that it's like a bunch of nothing. I've heard that they're just like pissed off at each other. That's all I've heard. I've straight up heard like they don't like what the other person is saying, and they're like, this is not good enough for us. And that's what I've heard. Yeah,
well, of course, because that's, this is the first time that the MLB execs are going to be offering on the table for the CBA agreement. And so, like, obviously, it's not going to be anywhere close to where the players want it to be. So, of course, they're going to be upset. They're not going to be like, okay, great offer, MLB and Rob Manfred. Like, no, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that at all. So, what we have for you today, though, is we want to break down, and look at what exactly did they offer?
Yeah.
Because there's
how far off are we thinking?
How far off are we thinking?
You know,
because I did have a look. I skimmed through it this morning, and there's a few things that I'm glad that they're actually on. There's a few topics that everyone's in agreement of. But it's the financials, as we'll get into, that are not.
That's probably what it is. And let's face it, right? Like, they're gonna be pitching the right things. They're going to be talking about all the right stuff. Their numbers are just going to be, 1-0 shy of where the other side thinks that should be. It's like it's always been that situation. So
yeah, I'm
curious because I actually hadn't seen the details of this, so I do want to know.
All right. Also, shout out Jordan N. Welcome in. Let's go Arizona. Let's go. Oh yeah, Cardinals this Monday. Let's get it. All right. Let's take a look at the CBA here, everybody. So, this is an article on MLBTradeRumors.com. If you haven't checked out MLBTradeRumors.com, I would definitely recommend to do so. It is sick. That's where we get all our news, so you guys can follow along. All right. You want to give it a read, Nick? Because my eyesight's pretty bad.
I can't. I did not wear my glasses.
Oh, you're not wearing glasses? Okay, I'll give it my best. I'll give it my best shot. So right here, they're just talking about the owners and players met today to discuss, today being Thursday, core economic issues for the first time since the start of the lockout, even if today's talks seemingly didn't result in any decision or in much. So let's skip down a little bit here to see what exactly was in that agreement or in the proposal.
Oh, I like the second one already.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about that, but let's get to the first. Let's go down the list. We'll go down the list. This first one is in regards to the top pick in the amateur draft. The teams with the 3 worst records would be involved in a lottery, I guess, for the top 3.
Okay.
With the winner receiving the first overall pick. This is similar to previous league proposals, except this time MLB added that the team wouldn't be allowed to take part in the lottery for 3 consecutive seasons to help address the tanking.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's there's a few more, but
so it's like you can't be bad for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Or
it's
else you're not going to get another
you can't
pick.
take forever. You have to get out of it. Wow. It's a little bit of like, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, well, let's be honest. Like, it's a mild motivator. Like, I don't know how many teams are going to be like, oh no, like we're falling out of it right now. Because I imagine they don't say it right there, but I imagine you would just get the 3rd pick then, or the 4th pick?
Probably the 4th pick, yeah, because it's the top 3 worst teams. So if you're one of those top 3, I guess if it's your 3rd straight season,
again, you probably get the 4th pick.
You drop down to 4.
I mean, it's not a horrible, like handicap or anything like that. Like, especially because baseball too, it's like you find like it does. The first round matters, but then after that, it doesn't really matter. But
yeah,
I don't know. So a lot of guys come into baseball. It's very young to draft these dudes. I think it's interesting. I like the idea of a lottery. I personally think that they should include more teams. Maybe like the top 8 or bottom 8. Excuse me. And it's like, and kind of do what the NHL does, where it's like, well, you have a lower probability of winning if you are the 8th one. But, I mean, you could still get that number 1 overall pick, right?
Yeah.
So you can still kind of gun for it. And, hey, in the back of your mind, you're just like, all right, we don't make it. Well, we do have a possibility to go get that number 1 pick. So I think that, honestly, like, if I was them, I would increase the amount of teams there. But I like where they're starting. Yeah,
like you said, the MLBPA wants a larger pool with 8 people. And that's cool. Like, they're not too far off. Like, that doesn't...
Did they say that?
Yeah, they literally just... Yeah, I thought you read it. I thought you read it.
No, I did not at all.
The MLBPA has wanted to do a draft lottery, except a larger process involving 8 teams, with the worst records. Yeah, so I thought you literally read that.
Nope. I just came up with that, so I am with the MLBPA then on that one.
So with that being said, they're not far off at all. 3 to 8, like they're gonna find a commonality there. They're so
fine.
6 done.
Yeah,
what I mean?
Let's make it happen, guys. This is easy peasy stuff. Move on.
This one that you just mentioned before, which is the second point in the CBA that MLB offered, is a draft for international players, as opposed to the current July 2nd international signing window and bonus pool system. And I absolutely love that. I don't know why it was ever like about that before. It's almost because you're international, you're put into a different entry level. It doesn't make it.
It's so stupid.
It's almost like yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's unequal.
It's not equal. It's not equal. And it's like there should be a draft for this. You should be preparing for that draft, scouting for that draft. There should be rankings for that draft. The fact that we just literally got Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for free. That's kind of ridiculous.
Just signed him.
Like, that's actually kind of, I'm very happy that our management knew about that, but it's like, that's actually just kind of like, where did he come from?
And think about his brothers, right, who are coming up for the drafts, or not the draft, the signing year, when they turn 16. That's why they're being talked about as 15 right now. That's why they're being talked about, because in a year, they could be signed.
Literally, dude. It's like you already know, well, now probably more teams too are going to be waiting by the door, ready to go.
Give me the Guerreros.
If you want that guy, I think that you should go out and get that guy, but you should have to give something up, like a draft pick, to get it done, in my opinion. It's like that's what it's got to be.
Yeah, or just make it a draft. Just make it a freaking draft.
Exactly. Like draft them, dude. Like that's what it's got. That just makes so much more sense to me.
And it's weird to me that they have. I guess you know what, and I do know this for a fact. It's like baseball is a huge draft. Like, I remember one time when one of my brother's teammates' brother, who actually played in NCAA in the first division, when he entered the draft. There's like 11,000 people in the American draft.
That's insane.
It's insane. Out of colleges, 11,000 people, high school, colleges in the draft. Whereas, you can only imagine internationally too, especially in
insane numbers.
In in Dominican and Cuba, like there's a lot of players coming out of there right now, and that draft pool's got to be just as big. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's an insane amount of people. So I guess it's a step in the right direction to include them in a draft.
I think it's a step in the right direction for that reason. For another reason too, maybe you can. I don't know if MLB is ever going to do this, but trade draft picks away, and also too.
That's interesting.
It's like the fact it would be a lot more fun for a fan, because then we can look at this guy and we could say, hey, we took him with our first round back when he was a youngster in the international draft. He's got some prospect pedigree right now. Yeah. We're waiting on this guy, right? There's dudes that are coming out of nowhere from our farm system that I have no idea how we acquired them. Yeah. Are you any good? I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. Dude, it would be really cool if I saw it and I'm just like, hey,
you were the first rounder.
We spent our first round on you. Clearly the team sees something this could be a dude in a year or two.
Yeah, apparently we made a very low key trade last year during the season where we made a trade and it was a player to be named kind of trade. So the player that was eventually named wasn't a guy who was signed internationally. And you can only take that whatever the heck that means. But it's like if you got someone who's coming out of the American draft into the high school and colleges, you go, oh, second rounder, oh, bam, you know exactly what this prospect pedigree is supposed to be. So I like this. I actually really like that. The MLBPA didn't really respond to that, but I think that just makes sense for players.
That just makes sense overall too. And then and also from a player standpoint too, we prepare for the draft. We prepare for the draft. It's like, this is what I work towards. I get drafted, great. I don't, then sucks.
I'm gonna answer this really quickly. Jadeep is saying, is there anything regarding service time manipulation? And there is going to be. We're about to talk about it very soon. So we'll answer that question. So that with that being said, moving on, number 3. The elimination of the Super 2. And I actually didn't even know about this at all.
The fuck is the Super 2?
What is a Super 2? The Super 2 arbitration system, as players who would count as Super 2 eligible in the future would have salaries determined by a formula. So basically what they're proposing is that their arbitration salary is going to be determined by a formula.
Yo, they're just like, we're wiping our hands clean of this shit. Calculator. Go.
You determine.
What is Vladdy worth?
But here's the thing too. If your calculator went, this guy's the best player in baseball, he should be paid like best player money, But so then it's like, all right, well, yeah, okay.
Calculator doesn't lie, It's like, that's so fucking 2021 or 2022 of us. Just like, let's just make a math equation and let the robot do the work.
It makes sense.
It's like,
it's pretty equal.
It's like these other guys. It's like, God damn it, the fucking calculator hates me, man. This calculator does not respect what I'm doing on the field, man.
No, the calculator knows exactly what you're doing on the field.
Actually, you know what? That's a good question. That is a good question, though.
What?
I wonder if there's on field. I wonder if the calculator would know, because is the calculator only ever going to look at statistical numbers and maybe miss out on some of the other stuff that they're doing on the
like superstardom, the name value,
some other thing that they bring to the table, maybe like a Tampa Bay Ray, for instance. He doesn't have all the innings to match up but that's the way that they play him. He still comes out, he's quality every time he's out.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
They gotta find out.
It's not universal, so
it'll be tough to say. But continuing here, the league's proposal offers some leeway as players with even 1 day of MLB current service time would have the option of taking part in this new system or opting to remain in the old system. So I guess if you even got 1 day, you're like, all right, I want to be arbitration eligible next year. If you come up, it's been a long time, you've been grinding, you come and you play, boom, I'm going to be arbitration eligible next year and you're going to pay me.
Really? That's what that, because
that's what I'm reading. What'd you read?
I read that as in you can either have it be the regular arbitration, humans decide, or you can choose the calculator.
Oh, I see.
I don't know though. If that's the case, then frankly, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's almost a bit of a cheat code for anyone who's actually good at baseball, because then they're just that would suck for the people who are bad at baseball, because they're gonna get shafted. Whereas the Vladimir Guerreros of the junior are gonna fast track everything. They're gonna be boom, RB now. I want a free agent now.
And as they should.
But then you feel for the other guys who are not the Vladdies, who then need to go through 6 years of what we already have. Whereas Vladdy's making $500 million by the time he's 24 or something.
So honestly, for me, I don't even think there should be an option. I think it should just be one way. Because I'm hearing what you're saying. If you're going to stick with the system, it should be one way.
Players who have played a lot are Super 2. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Jordan.
Okay. Yes. So what are we here? Regardless of this grandfather clause for the current union members, MLBPA isn't keen with the idea of any statistical-based calculation tied to the salary, such as the league's prior proposal to entirely eliminate the salary arbitration process. So the MLBPA doesn't want that.
I hear that, dude.
Because they want to negotiate more.
Well, because they're thinking to themselves, it's like, hey, I have all this goddamn name value right now, but I just got hurt. I got hurt. I didn't put up. It's but I'm Tatis, but I didn't put up. But I'm Tatis. It's like, are you going to pay?
Tatis, you got to put up and stay healthy. That's my opinion, at least.
I mean, and I hear what and that's what MLB is saying, right? But at the same point, it's kind of like, hey, maybe I had a bit of a down year, but I'm still I'm the guy. I don't want to be paid I don't want to be paid like Randall Grichuk because I had one bad year. It's like I'm going to be paid who I am, like what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I do understand what they're saying. Like, I think that there needs to be a bit of a happy medium here. Like, I personally, I don't know what this formula entails. I don't know how it works. Probably will never understand how it works because the math will be far too advanced for me. But I mean, I don't love the idea of having a formula decide what is what and like how things go, because I do think that it's missing out on some things. Maybe it's advanced mathematics that I do not understand. But I think that the best way to just deal with this is to just like eliminate like a arbitration year or something like that,
right?
Or like a rookie year. Or I don't know if they're gonna get to that, but that's always what I thought. Everyone will be happy. Well, probably not the MLB.
Not the MLB,
but
no.
The players will be like, hey, that's perfect. If I'm bad, then I'm bad, but I still get to fast track. If I'm good, then I'm good, and then I still get to free agency quicker. Like,
right. For me, it's like I do like the calculation or the Super 2 system, because like it is like math and stats, like that is the game now. Like if you want to see a player's value, like you use WAR, you use these high advanced level statistics to find out how a player is worth. So if we use that, and that's how we determine players anyways, like if you're the best player in baseball, which Vladdy was pretty much in hitting wise, he should be paid as one of the best players in baseball if he's entering an arbitration year. You know what I mean?
Here's my question then. What about somebody like Tyler Glasnow, who was dominant while he's on the field but gets hurt, or Jacob deGrom, who plays half the year, doesn't have the WAR to back it up like some of these other guys.
Then you probably have to include some sort of clause, like an injury clause. Like I was thinking, for example, like let's say like you played under 50% of your games or something like that, right? You played less than 81 games, or for a pitcher it'd be like under 16 starts. Then you could have like a clause where it's like, okay, so based on your arbitration last year, you only get like 75% of that or something. You know what I mean, for next year? I don't know, it depends. Maybe if there's like like if your threshold were like, but you did so good while you were playing as deGrom, like you were almost going to break records. We'll take what you should have gone and gave you a percentage of how much you played. And then if it's under a threshold, then we'll meet you at a minimum that we should have gone, which is like 75%. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Not really, but I understand that there's a lot of circumstances
there's a threshold.
That...
There's different scenarios, but you will always get paid a minimum amount depending on what you've done in your career.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Interesting. Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff like for me, like the idea of a formula. It's like Adam's giving.
I'm getting off Rob Manfred vibes, eh?
Like, this is how we're gonna fuck them.
Hey, I'm guaranteeing you some money here, guys. I don't know.
Nick for MLBPA. Yeah, let's go, players. Let's go. All
right, let's keep going, guys. There's about there's three more. There's three more only. Okay, next one. If a team has a top 100 ranked prospect on its opening day roster, and that player finishes in the top 5 in voting for a major award, this includes the MVP, Cy Young, or Rookie of the Year.
Love that.
Yeah. During one of these arbitration eligible seasons, the team would receive a bonus draft pick. So the idea of this, and it says it here, the idea of this is to get the teams to get their young guys up faster.
Okay.
So they can get some guys.
Okay. Yeah. So if
picks.
you have a dude who is like good stuff, like we could see this guy in the Rookie of the Year candidate, like top 5 at least, right? It's like, hey, like let's bring him up right now. Like I know that we might be giving up a year of service time, but we could end up with a bonus, like really good draft pick. Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that too, because I don't like the way they hold on to prospects because they're manipulating service time.
No, the service time thing is the most fucked up
annoying.
Shit. When you look back at what happened to Vladdy, when you look back at what happened to Bo and Nate Pearson, that is the stupidest
nonsense.
Why did that happen? It's like, oh, if you bring them up this day, then you're going to miss an entire year.
Yeah.
Whereas if you bring them up tomorrow, you'll gain an additional year. Like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't add up.
And I do like this a lot because Vladdy would have been up a lot sooner. He'd have been up a month sooner. Let's be real. He would have been up a month sooner.
But also, like for some other guys who, like maybe this is an incentive to bring up Groshans.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Give him a shot.
Maybe this is an incentive to bring up someone else. Somebody like Jonathan India, who like kicked ass last year.
Yeah.
There's not only the additional fact that like, hey, like this guy's kick ass, like he's gonna help our team like in the future and right now, but he's also giving us an additional draft pick. Like, let's keep playing Jonathan fucking India. Like you are kick ass right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree, man. I absolutely agree. Hey, let's bring them both up. Let's bring up 2 young prospects at the same time.
Wait, one of them's got to be in there.
They can help each other.
Totally.
They'll boost each other. I don't know.
I like it.
And according to Passan, Jeff Passan, is it Passan or Passan?
Jeff Passan.
Passan.
Oh, that's what I say anyway.
That's what I say, yeah. According to Passan, players have some reservation about the idea, including concerns over how the list of top prospect eligible would be determined. And that's a fair. Who decides who's top 100?
I always wonder that.
I always wonder that too.
I'm just like, who told me this?
Yes, exactly.
Like, I just assume that it's got to be like a committee of
scouts or something,
expert scouts who have been to these games and have watched these guys and believe that this is what it is. But let's face it, folks, like, this is not an exact thing right now. Just because somebody's not in the top 100 doesn't mean that they're not going to become something, right? Like, there is many a time where it's like you end up with top 10 prospects who like bust completely, and then you have a dude like from rank 75 to be amazing, right? It's like, this is not an exact list.
Here's the thing: would this be
passing, says Jordan Ann. Interesting.
It's passing. Okay, cool. Would this be a flaw? Is there a flaw in this? What if you just scrap the whole top 100 and just say any rookie? Doesn't matter if you're top 100. Any rookie. Why does that have to be top 100? Is it to protect the big guys? But any rookie.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
because like, would they be more incentivized to bring up lower ranked prospects?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but like, you're kind of like, if you're not in the top 100, you're like, well, why am I not in the top 100? Like, are you screwing me right now? Like, you're never gonna bring me up if I'm not in the top 100. Like, interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
if it's just like anybody. You know what I mean? But then that's the thing. It's like they're trying to encourage the top prospects to come up faster because they always get held on to a lot longer.
That's the thing.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
See, there needs to be. It's honestly, it all boils down to fucking service time, guys. That's what it boils down to. I don't know where they talk about this, like, like service time. That's the problem here.
Yeah, they haven't even talked about that yet.
We don't even need to, like this whole nonsense. We can avoid all of this. We can avoid the Super 2. We can avoid the top 100 We can avoid all of this if we just, like, address service time and realize how dumb it is.
It actually, they didn't mention on this, but I did see a tweet by Patron that did mention that they're not going to shorten it to 5 years. Like, that's like a no-go for the MLB. Like, they want to keep it 6.
Well, because, I mean, no way that the MLB is going to bring it up.
No.
Like, because
they don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. They don't even want to talk about it. That's why this is a shit deal for, off the top, because, like, they're not even addressing the concerns of the MLBPA.
They're trying to like, give it a makeover right now. Yes. They're trying to give it a makeover.
They're basically trying to bend them over in the nicest way possible. They're like, hey, look at this.
This is how we can make it more fair.
Draft pick. You guys should come up sooner. And, like, meanwhile, it's like, but, like, you're still going to screw us.
Yeah, a long time. And I forget what their concern was. I have no idea what their concern was. Oh, it was like, this was the concern, but it doesn't really make any sense. Or, like, the reason why we don't want to shorten to 5 is because we don't want our top talent to go to big market teams. How would shortening it by a year make the top talent go to a big market team?
Here's the thing.
How would it do that?
If you cancel tanking, then, every team should be in on signing these guys when they become free agents.
That's true, yeah.
Because I think what they're saying basically is like, well, it's like these top talents, once they get to free agency, are going to sign massive contracts, and the only people who are going to be able to offer massive contracts are big market teams. So then make it so that small market teams can offer big contracts by no longer feeling the need to tank and being in it.
I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
It makes sense.
Yeah. The thing though is like what they're talking about is like how does shortening it by a year make them want to go to big market teams more? I don't understand.
It doesn't make them, but it makes it so that there's a year less time that they'll be on a crap team. So like Jose Ramirez, for instance, he'd be going to the Yankees right now. Right. Or like Ketel Marte would be going to the Yankees right now, or whatever, right? Where it's like there's one less year where they're going to be on Arizona, there's one less year that we're going to be on the Guardians, which I understand. But if you just make it so that those other teams are no longer tanking, or oh my gosh, like, don't even get me started on the salary cap.
Oh, they haven't even talked about that yet.
If we had a salary cap, then this would never be a problem.
Yeah, they're not talking about that, bro. They have not talked about that yet. Actually, this is a good transition for the last... there's 2 last points, because they do talk about getting teams to not tank anymore. And one of them is with the expanded playoff bracket. They've proposed a 14 teams postseason. The players have expressed their openness to a 12-team postseason in the past. Though, Sportsnet Ben Nicholson-Smith says, an expanded playoff is arguably players' biggest bargaining chip, given how much the league and owners want that extra postseason TV revenue. So this is their big thing. So they're not going to go right away like, yeah, we'll do that. 14 teams, no problem. They're gonna make them wait on it, so that they can get some other stuff done in the deal and then give them their 14.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like I imagine from a player standpoint, they're like, fuck yeah, like 14 teams.
Oh, they
playoff,
want
like,
it.
You know,
They want it.
I want to go to the postseason. Like I get a bigger shot here. You know, it's like let me get in the show, and it's like we'll get hot and we'll win it from there on out. So I think that they'd be fine with a 14 teams playoff, which like frankly I would be fine with too.
And I think it's gonna happen.
But we're only going to do that if you're going to give us our money and shorten our service time or do blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
This is what's going to happen. So it's like you can have that.
Like they all want it, but they need it for the bargaining. They need it for the bargaining.
Need to hold on to it,
and same thing goes with this last point, which is the use of the DH in both the American and National Leagues. They want it. The MLB wants it. Universal DH has been widely expected at this part of the CBA. The player union seems to be agreeable with the idea, as long as the Universal DH doesn't be tied to something else as a bargaining chip. So, yeah, that's it. So I like the Universal DH. I'm glad that they're both openly willing. I think it's going to happen, even though they're talking about it like as long as they're not being used as a bargaining chip. I think it's going to happen regardless because everybody wants it, because the MLBPA wants it, the MLB wants it, the MLBPA wants it because, hey, like I always think about it, 15 more jobs just opened up in the major leagues for a hitter. 15 more jobs. 15
more jobs. I do want to address some stuff that Jordan N is saying right now because he's been big in the chat. He says, I agree, this lockdown sucks, which it does. And then he says, I like that the Jays are a big market team. When we were talking, I think in regards to the big market, the small market, like who gets to pick those guys. Small market teams can offer big contracts. Look at the Rays and Wander Franco. I think if more teams make the playoffs, there'll be less tanking. Yep. And maybe you're right about that. Maybe that's the way to avoid the tanking is to include larger playoffs and whatnot.
Absolutely.
I will say, though, about the Rays and stuff, like that is a massive amount of, like they never do that. They never do anything like that.
No, they don't sign. They don't sign because they just don't have the money. They just do not have the money.
They don't have the money, and it's like think about a contract like they would never be in on a guy like Max Scherzer.
Never.
And I understand what you're saying. It's like, hey, we're Blue Jays fans for God's sakes. Like, why do we give a fuck what the Rays are doing? Like, we have the money right now. Like, let's monopolize the money and whatever. And I definitely hear on that regard. But I would appreciate if there were a little bit of a changing of the guards. So it wasn't a given that the Yankees were always going to be in the postseason. It wasn't a given that the Dodgers were always going to be in the postseason. But like, hey, maybe those Colorado Rockies, like they're really gonna, they've been building their prospects up. Like they can go out, they can get that guy. Yeah. They are gonna win that division this time around. It's like those smaller teams that like nobody thinks about. Maybe those Tampa Bay Rays, even though they are my least favorite team in baseball, make a push for it. Maybe those Cleveland Guardians, all of a sudden, like here they are. They built their prospects up. They go out, sign a big free agent. They're the winners of that division. So. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm agreeing with a lot of the bottom half. A lot of the bottom half of what that list was, which is talking about the Universal DH in the playoffs. I think that's the easiest way, like you're saying, to fix it all. Done. That, guys, is the latest on the MLB CBA proposals to the players. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things that haven't been discussed. So the players will be coming back. We don't know when, but they are on the works of making a counter offer. So welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Play some little tunes here. To the Wine Unwind now. I feel a little bit unwinded. I'm almost done my drink here.
Yeah, I'm actually finishing mine right
now. So, guys, let's get to the Q&A portion of this live right now. We got 15 of you in here right now, so welcome, everybody. If you want,
this is going to be a pretty chill Wine Unwind.
It's going to be very chill.
I'm thinking, there's one thing I've wanted. Nick, you're talking a bunch of nonsense. I'm not talking a bunch of nonsense, goddammit, man. I'm talking sense right now, bro. I'm talking what's the opposite of nonsense? It's just sense.
Clarity.
The Rays have had tremendous success. The Rays have had tremendous success because of their incredible coaching staff.
They have nerds.
They have a bunch of fucking nerds, dude. But it's like, it's not like they can't, like they will never be in the conversations for those big dudes. It's like they just never will be. I'd like to talk about somebody else other than the Chicago Cubs and the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees when it comes to free agents.
But Toronto Blue Jays, baby, except we are a giant market team. We are a big
market team. We're in on everything, you know.
Yeah.
And I love that for us. But it's like,
Jordan, I'd say Nick is drunk already based on that. Yo, guys, Wine Unwind, get your questions in the chat. Put capital letters and ask your question in the chat. We'd love to answer it.
I want to talk a little bit about, because I've been itching to do something like this. And, like, we'll probably make this into another video eventually anyway, so it's like, whatever. But, like, I want to do it anyway.
Okay, yeah.
It's like you want to, like, predict a little bit about, like, what the Blue Jays are going to do, like, stats-wise and shit.
Okay.
You know?
We'll get to it in between the questions. Because we just got one in from JD right now.
Okay.
He's asking, do we know when the Raj Center renovations are going to be finished, and what will be included in the renos? Go get it. We don't know when the renovations are going to be finished. We do know that they're happening, and we don't know what's included, unless someone else knows. Does anybody know? Because I don't. And I feel like I would know because I've been sitting on Blue Jays website, on Blue Jays Twitter, on I've literally looked up the Rogers Center. They haven't announced anything, so that's unfortunate. Jordan N saying that doesn't matter. They win. I think. Let me clarify because I'm the middleman here between Jordan N and Nick right now. You both acknowledge that they win. Let's determine that. But Nick's saying they win differently than big market teams. I think that's what he's trying to say. You both agree on that. Jays fan media goes.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, Gosman or Ray, who has a better ERA during the for the duration of the contract.
Entire contract, eh? That's interesting, bro. That's interesting.
I like it.
Basically, you're almost at. Well, you're not actually a better ERA. Okay, that's
it. Just ERA. Who has a better ERA?
So we're not even referring to innings. We're not referring to injury. We're not referring to it's like we think about Ray too. It's like he could be done after 3 years. Like this is all stuff to think about right now when you're referring to that contract. But who is going to have a better ERA when it's all said and done? That's tough, dude. That is real. It's almost like flipping a coin.
You know what? It is definitely. But you know what? The stat that keeps coming to mind, and we looked at it in our last video when we went live, is the fact that Gosman's split in the second half was worse.
Was god awful.
It was so bad. Where Ray's is better, I think.
Ray was at least basically
better because
equivalent,
his ERA kept getting better all year long, so it had to be. So with that in mind, like, no, I'm removing bias here. I'm removing the bias. If Gosman went and signed with like the Miami Marlins. Okay, because now I have Ray on my side, but I think I'd still pick Robbie Ray. I think I'd still pick Robbie Ray.
You have a logical reason behind why you were doing that. Why like that does make a lot of sense.
That's the only thing I can base it off of.
Yeah, like it's tough.
They're both signed for 5 years, right?
Yeah, but like Ray has the opt out after 3. It's like if he's kicking ass, then he can like dip. If he's not doing it, then he won't. So
right.
It is tough. It is
also,
tough.
We got a donation from Jordan. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate that.
Goes happy Friday, boys.
And
Thanks,
your
man.
rough takes. We like those too.
Yeah.
Like the music.
I don't know if you guys can hear the music. We always hear it. Yeah.
I think I'd probably need to go Robbie Ray on that as well for similar reasoning. But it is wildly close, guys. Like I don't really feel one strong way about either of it, to be honest. Like I'm worried about both of them for very similar reasons.
With the 3-pitch mix, like basically it's a 2-pitch mix. With the third one being like barely used.
It's a 2-pitch mix.
It's basically
it's like you don't walk in there thinking you're getting 3 pitches. You walk, it's
no,
like
you're getting 2.
Most at bats, you're gonna see only 2 pitches.
Yeah, the only time you see the third one is like it's 3 and 2. You've been fouling off like a bunch. You're like, I don't even know.
You're an elite.
Yeah,
guy.
I don't even know what to throw to you right now.
Yeah.
Like this should be a fastball count. You know that he's expecting a fastball. You would usually throw a fastball. Here's a changeup. That's the only way that he's gonna throw it.
Yeah, 100%, dude. I completely agree. And so I think I'm gonna go Robbie Ray on the same thing on that. But it's like it is difficult to say, bro. With that being said, brings me to like what I was wanting to talk about a little bit.
Yes.
It's like Blue Jays stats. End of season, assuming we play an entire year right now, assuming that this CBA does not fuck us,
keep going. I'm just typing something.
Kevin Gosman, what do you think he's going to be doing?
All right,
you know, like the full line, you know, the full line.
Okay, wow. So full lines including ERA, WHIP.
You know, I mean, yeah, like whip's a little bit difficult because like tough, like
it's tougher,
like,
yeah.
Like, oh, like you added point so two, you know,
yeah.
You know, so it's like innings pitched, ERA, and like strikeouts, let's say.
Okay. You know, we have this thing on here for a reason.
Might as well fucking use it.
We're gonna use it, guys. You guys don't see, but like we don't really bring up the monitor too much. We usually do it for when we're doing ranking videos. We're looking at like news breakdowns.
Looking up some Clayton Kershaw.
Was I looking at play? No, this was like in our when we did our Aces video. It was like stored in my history or whatever.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Kevin Gus. Wait, was it? Wait, why was I looking?
Yeah, I don't know why you're doing that actually.
I just opened this tab. Clayton Kershaw just showed up.
That's the poster boy in Baseball Reference.
Yeah, literally.
Like, here's the best player from the last decade.
You're like, oh, shoot, this guy's pretty good. So Kevin Gausman, so we referred to his last year to go off of.
Yeah.
Because it is such a different year than the rest of his years.
Can they see it, by the way?
Yes, they can, I'm pretty sure. So 227 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And then 192 innings pitched. That's pretty good. And the ERA is 281.
Right.
Just make sure they can. Yes, they can. All right.
Oh, man. And he's never really done that before.
He's never done that before. I am expecting a bit of regression. I think last podcast I actually did make a guess on what I thought. I think we did. Well, during our live when we were naming the aces and he was our ace.
Right.
I think I said like 345 or something around that range. I'm going to say, I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to go 340, just a bit. 340 ERA. With 187 innings pitched, so very close. And I think he's gonna get even more strikeouts. I don't know why, because I feel like the Robbie Ray is gonna get him. The Robbie Ray, like they're gonna utilize him more. He's gonna give even more.
Oh,
like a Pete Walker. You know, Pete Walker is gonna he's gonna take that and apply it here. He's gonna get 238 with 187. Innings pitched.
Wow.
And a 340 ERA. That's right.
Damn. You know what? Actually, I do really appreciate those guys. I would be around the exact same. Like I nitpick. You know, I was thinking 341 in my brain. You know, it's like that's around the same level that I'd have Kevin Gausman at. You know, so it's still a guy that I'm very happy that we went out, we signed. You know, maybe not the 281 that he did, but I mean anything. I think the around that 3.5, like 340 ERA mark, you know, with like 180 innings, that's kind of like the benchmark of like, hey, you did it. You deserved this money from me. Like, I'm very happy with this signing. You do that or anything better than that, like, yo, we're killing it. You do worse than that, you know, like significantly less innings or like significantly higher ERA. This is when I start to go, I'm not sure, you know?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Got a question coming in here from Jays Fan Media. Do you think Jays add another impact player? Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God. Let me go change my shirt real quick and get some.
Adam will be right back. I'll answer that question. Yeah, take a look. Yeah, he got absolutely annihilated. Yo, we got to toss that on some. That's going to be a clip of some kind. He was just like, yes. Yeah, it's like, we're adding. He freaked out. I think so, man. I realistically, it's like I do believe like Chris Bryant is in the cards for the Toronto Blue Jays. Like it's going to happen, man. I've convinced myself of it. I'm going to be disappointed if it does not happen. It makes the sense not only for us, but for Chris Bryant, but for like everything. You know, it's like I want it so bad. Like obviously, it's kind of like. It is a long shot. I understand that. It's like we've kind of rephrased it like this. It's like you're asking your mom or your dad for like an Xbox for Christmas or like a really good gift, like something like you don't get every day, and it's like 1 out of 3 Christmases it comes. This is the good Christmas. And I think for the Toronto Blue Jays, this is going to be the good Christmas. You know what I mean? Like this is going to be the good Christmas for us. We're going to go out. We're going to get Chris Bryant, and we're going to make playoffs accordingly. So there you go. Yeah.
Don't mind. I get some oxygen. I literally just chucked it into the try. I'm gonna run it right now.
Nice. Jordan N, every time you guys pull up your brow. Oh wait, sorry. The other thing. Do you think the Rogers Center will have full capacity for opening day? No, bro. No. No, I don't. No, I don't. Dude, I can't even go get drunk in public right now. I'm not allowed to go get drunk in public because Doug Ford says I'm not allowed to do so because the Omicron is freaking everybody up right now, which is ridiculous. You know, Omicron, like that's something that we're actually scared of right now in 2021. I totally understand it, makes sense, but it's like still I'm complaining about it nonetheless. I wish that the Rogers Center was full capacity, but I do not believe that it's going to be. You know, it's like we can only hope. You know, we can only hope. You know what's going to be full capacity? This fucking apartment when we're popping off. We're going live for opening day. It's going to be great.
That's right.
It's going to be great.
Full capacity is like me, you, and Pat.
Probably, yeah. But
We should get Pat back.
100%, yeah, for opening day. It's tradition now. Meme, Hub, hot take. Stroman will come top 3 in Cy Young, and the Cubs will win 85 plus. Holy. Okay, so I was with you on the Stroman in the top 3. The Cubs winning 85 plus, though. That is something that I do not know about. Yeah, that is a wah, dude. I am not sure if it is going to come. 85 plus for the Cubs. Like, that seems insurmountable to me.
Yeah, they lost their 3 best guys. When they had their 3 best guys, what'd they get last year? Like 71 wins? It felt like it wasn't that good.
I don't know. We can find out. Yeah, like how many wins did the goddamn Cubs get? It wasn't that many, though. Or actually, there was a time where it was like they could be. I remember there was a time where it was like they could be in, and it was like you should buy now.
It was like right,
it was right
before the
yeah. They got.
Oh, look at.
Wow.
Wow.
That's great to see that we've already switched over. But they had a solid
71. Yo, 71.
Wow,
I can't believe that was in my brain. I don't know how
did you guess or did you know that?
I felt like I saw it.
Estimated guess.
You know what I mean? No, like I saw it. You know what I mean? Like I was like, they got 71.
Yeah,
you know?
I get that, dude. I've seen some weird baseball stats that just sort of stick with me, but they did get 71 wins last year. They're not. I don't think that they're gonna get 15 more wins than that, being way worse.
Yeah.
Like the only thing that they've added is Marcus Stroman,
and they've lost their 3 bats.
Their 3 best bats, you know? Yes, they did have some good young dudes coming up. Like there were a couple guys, I forget their name now, but like there was some solid like bats out there who were doing good.
There was one bat that was really good who was young.
Yeah. I forget him too, but I remember I was like, who the hell is this? And like he was elite. But you know, we don't know a lot about that team. However, I do know confidently that 85 wins is not going to happen. Love the hot take, though.
All right. Get some more questions in here. We'll dip into the box.
No, we won't, because I want to predict some more Blue Jay stats.
Let's just see what this question is. Let's see what this question is. Let's see what this question is here. This is a really outdated question. It's like top 5 free agents to go after. It says Jara, Rosiah, Correa, Freeman, Chris Bryant. Who's left? Trevor Story and Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jariah. Thank you for that. But yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
More questions, guys. Get them in the chat.
Which Blue Jay do you want to talk about first?
Let's do Bo Bichette because I feel like that one's interesting.
Bo Bichette
is interesting, but
what do I think's gonna happen with Bo? See, you know, it's like my initial reaction was, I was like, I think Bo is gonna have. I think Bo's gonna blow up this year, you know.
Dude, I think so too.
I know, but it's like that just feels like such a fan reaction. It's just like instinctually, I was just like, he's gonna blow up.
I don't think it. Well, I think even fans of baseball think that Bo is gonna blow up again. Yeah. Like, think about it.
Yeah,
you know?
He blew up last year.
He blew up in Bo's own regard, but like, what's a blow up for you? What's a blow up for you?
Last year was a pretty good fucking blow up. Like when you think about it. And here's the thing, like I understand, like when you look at the slash line, like I think he hit 289. Don't remember what his on base was, but his OPS was like 8. What was it, like 817, something like that.
That feels right.
What is it? Come on, Bo, show me what you are. What are you?
Go.
What are
Go.
you? 828. Okay, a little bit better than I thought. So it's still very, very good.
Good. I think it was very good.
But it was the production which blow up last year.
Yes, 102, 121.
29 dingers, 25 stolen bags with 100 and 100 under your belt as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what? And this is where the slash line and the OPS kind of doesn't even factor into it. You know, it's just like you contributed so much to the goddamn baseball last year.
Yeah.
You know, like that was 1,000% a blow up.
So what do you think he's gonna do this year? I did Kevin Gosman. You do. You can lead out with Bo Bichette. Want to bring it back?
I want to see the numbers again.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay. He had 289 last year. That's really good.
298.
Oh, shut the fuck up, did he?
Yeah, 298, bro.
Wow. Bo.
Yeah, 298, 343 on base, 484 slug.
301 batting average in his career.
Yeah. How many
God.
at bats? And he has 1,000. He's just over. Plate appearances. He have over 1,000 and 959 at bats.
Okay. This was gonna happen. This was gonna happen in this season. Bo Bichette this season is gonna hit 289. He's gonna hit 289.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna hit 289.
Okay.
But I think that the home runs are gonna be a little bit more this year. He got 29 last year. I think that we're gonna make a play for 35. We're gonna make a play for 35 dingers, hitting 289 this year. OPS gonna be around close to the same, maybe like an 845. An 845 OPS, 35 home runs. With a batting average of like 289.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna say he hits even better than that. I think he hits even better than his career average. I think he's gonna hit 308 with I don't care about on base because he doesn't care about on base. With a slugging.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck about on base.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck, eh? So a slugging of 508. I like the 08s, the O's. 508, 30. Did I say 308?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, 308, 508. So that means his on base will be roughly like
probably like
855.
Like OPS,
maybe 860.
Something like that,
860. So, and I also think he's going to hit about 35 bombs. 34.
34 bombs. Yeah, that would be a blow up for sure. Yeah,
he's going to have a big year next year.
Yeah, I mean, well, that would be, because here's the thing. If his slash, because he was MVP 12 last year, which is kind of ridiculous, because like if his slash or overall OPS was a little bit better, he would be like MVP 3 immediately.
Yeah, think about Marcus Semien. I think he was like 886. Actually, that's another number that's always come out. Is it 886?
I think it was 867 actually.
867?
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. 873.
873 it is, guys.
Very close.
But yeah, that's what we think that Bo Bichette's going to do, guys. We got a question here from Jace Fan Media asking, what is a better chance at happening? Tio repeating the year he had or Springer bounce back? Oh, that is interesting. Ooh, I like that one. What is it?
I think Tio repeating. I think Tio repeating is better chance than Springer bouncing back.
What do we count as a bounce back? Like he's healthy?
I would say a bounce back would be, whatever his 2019 year in Houston was. That was about. I think that was like high 400 ABs, like pushing 500, and he had a lot of dingers that year. He was very good.
Oh yeah, guys, he had
in 2019. What was that?
Yeah, he had 39 dingers.
39 dingers and 479 ABs. He had
played 122 games. So at least 122 games.
Yo, he had an OPS in 974 that year.
Oh,
Holy
my
shit.
God.
Okay, maybe not even that much.
MVP 7.
Yeah.
Holy
but
crap, he's
in
so
that
good.
range, that's what I would consider.
Wow.
That's
this guy's
what we paid
a good
for.
player. God damn.
Yeah, he is a very
he's a good player, man.
He's a very good player.
Okay, what is more likely? I think probably Tio. I think he's pretty consistent now because ever since he got called up in 2019, like he came back from the minor leagues, he's been the same. So this is now 3 years of straight consistency with Teoscar Hernandez.
Don't even worry, guys. We've looked for every reason to hate on Tio, but he's proven us wrong time and time again. You gotta give the guy respect for doing so.
He's a good player. He is a good player
at
now.
At this point, I have to buy into Teoscar Hernandez. maybe he doesn't do quite as good next year, but like I don't think the drop off is going to be major. Like it looks like he has gotten rid of the problems that plagued him in the past.
Yeah,
like when he does swing at garbage, and he does do it from time and time again. He does.
Everybody
swing at
does, even Vladdy.
Everybody does. His slumps aren't nearly as long as the slumps that other dudes have.
Yeah,
right? Like
I didn't really notice a slump. Like, there was a couple.
I remember that there was like a few weeks here and there. They kind of like
naturally it does in any baseball player.
But that's what I mean. It was natural, right? Like it never felt, and he got out of it immediately, right? You look at a dude like Randall Grichuk, where it's like hot,
months,
and then it's like cold. Like
months.
We can't break out of this.
Yeah.
It's like T.O. breaks out of it pretty consistently right now. I would be kind of shocked if he didn't have an OPS over 800 next year.
And you know what the funny thing is, guys, and like people, like baseball's really hard. It's really hard to be a hitter in baseball. Like when people go through those stretches of like 2 weeks of like maybe even 3 weeks or slumping, the bad players change. They'll change. They'll revert back to their old bad habits, and they'll chase. They'll reach. They're really trying to get the base hits. They're trying to find the hits all over the place. But the good ones like Teoscar and Vladdy and Bo, they stick with the same plan, the plan that has worked to bring them here, and they execute, and they make the minor adjustments like, oh, like I know he's gonna throw me this pitch, and but they always stick to one thing, and then it's a fastball over the heart of the plate.
You know what the most ridiculous thing I ever heard in baseball was?
What?
When Cody Bellinger, after his MVP year, decided that he was going to change his approach. What are you doing, dude? What do you change it to? What?
That was the dumbest. I don't know why I played the Lord. I was like, thank you for saying that.
But like seriously,
it's
like
the
change
dumbest
it to
thing.
what?
Like you literally just won MVP, and you're like, I wasn't satisfied with that. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go back and like change it. Well, of course you hit like $180. Because you changed everything that made you an MVP.
It's like he got success, and then he was like, I'm going to get in my head now.
Is Cody stupid?
I don't know. It's like you'd think that it's like, hey, like I'm looking at what's happening on the page right now. Like even if I don't even watch my games at all, like I just look at the stats and I'm like, holy shit, like that guy's pretty good at baseball. Like,
it worked.
That worked. Even if I get real unlucky, maybe people figuring me out a bit, I'm probably still not gonna be hitting $180.
Dude, here's the beautiful thing about when you win an MVP, and this is gonna happen to Vlad, even though he didn't win an MVP. People aren't going to come at you anymore. That's going to be the adjustment. The adjustment is, okay, we know how to get this guy out. Maybe they do have a way to get you out. But it's not going to be that easy because you were literally an MVP. So clearly there wasn't one clear answer to get you out last season.
No, dude, Bellinger hit like 43 or 44 dingers that year,
with like an average over 300.
All of his shit, So it's just like, I don't want to throw to that guy.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to throw to that guy when there's a guy on second.
Yeah.
So it's like, chill, dude.
Yeah.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard, man.
I thought it was stupid, and I hope that no Blue Jay ever thinks, like, see, do you think Bo, and I do want to answer some questions because they're building up here just a tad,
apologies, folks.
But do you think Bo should change his approach? Because I'm kind of leaning to the side where it's like it doesn't need to change completely.
I don't think that Bo needs to change his approach.
That's Bo. That's Bo.
Like,
You can't,
I think that Bo.
It works for Bo.
Here's the thing. Yeah, like I think that Bo can grow on his approach. I don't think that you need to change
you can
your
add
approach
to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think everything you got going on right now is and this is going to be a hard adjustment because it's so subtle. It's not like a black and white thing. It's the subtle. It's that subtle shift of like, hey, and it's like, yeah, I could hit that. Maybe I'll just let it go this time.
It's more, I think it's the recognition and also the fact that he's young too, and he wants to make something happen. I think that all boils down to where he will expand the zone a little bit more. But he's confident in his ability to hit the ball, so that's why it's not hurting him right now.
And he is a free swinger. I don't want to take that away from him. You are a free swinger, so freely swing. And I want that in your game. I want that in your game.
It's a different game.
You will play your best. When it's like you are free swinging and it works for you. I always I'm bringing it back to football right now, but like analogy to your quarterback Kyler Murray, when he's playing his best, he's incorporating running with the ball.
Yeah.
And this year he was like, you know what, I'm gonna get away from that. I'm gonna try to be like these other. I'm gonna try to be Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers right now and throw it in the pocket, you know. And it's like that's all fine and good. Like you should do that too.
But you also need this part of your
have
game,
your
right?
part, you know. It's like you're a special player because of this. Bo Bichette is a special player because he can hit that shit outside the zone. So don't lose that completely. But you know, it's like maybe try to find a way to incorporate that other stuff a little bit. You know?
I think with Bo Bichette, like specifically, like when it comes to batting, like. I think it's going to come with time where he gets old enough and recognizes, like, okay, like, I've seen this slider outside on 2 strikes 1,000 times now.
Totally, yeah.
And it's like his body will just know not to friggin' like throw his barrel. He'll just, and that's going to come with age. The approach won't change. He'll just recognize it more. And I think it's going to be a growth maturity process rather than like, change what you're doing right now because it's not working, but because it is working.
It's working perfectly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I don't think the Bo needs to. Yeah. If I was Bo Bichette, I would not go into this season going into this offseason like being, you know, like, oh my gosh, I got to change stuff. Like, don't get
change.
stressed out. Like, continue with your process. It is gonna work for you. What do you think about signing Freeman and moving Vlad Jr. to third on Vlad's Instagram bio? He still considered himself as a third baseman. Bro, if Vlad, here's the thing. Vlad, in my opinion, you hit a 1 OPS. You've earned my trust now, guy. If you talk to those coaches and those coaches believe in you and you believe in yourself and you think that you can play third base, then you can play third base for me.
Yeah, I mean, if we sign Freeman, I think that's going to be something they're going to have to explore in spring training if we ever get it. That they would definitely try him over there. It's interesting because I know that you said he has on his Instagram bio he has him as third baseman, but I've heard other shit. He hasn't really spoken openly about this, but I've heard other shit where like he doesn't want to move back to third. So I don't really know, but I, as a fan, I'm open to whatever works. If Vlad's gonna put up a good year like he did at first base at third base, then sure, whatever. We have Freddie Freeman over there now. Who cares? If we have to split platoon Freeman and Vladdy at first, DH in first, whatever. That works now, you know, like because last year coming into the year, we were worried that like, oh, we have 4 outfielders, we're gonna have to DH. But now I'm not even consider Randall Grichuk like he's a bench guy for me.
He's bench.
You know what I mean? Like so, we don't have to worry about it. Like Lord will play left, Tio will play right, George will play center. Grichuk will come in every other
whenever
game.
anyone needs a rest,
whenever he needs a rest,
somebody gets hurt.
Exactly. So it's like now we have a DH spot that you could just give if you sign someone like Freeman. So if you sign Freeman, you don't have to move Vlad over to third. You can ask him, do you want to play third? If he says no, then okay, first base DH platoon, no problem.
Yo, Jace Fan Media with a great question right here. Does Biggio have his own position going into the season, or is he a bench utility guy? Well, I mean, okay, well, walking through it right now. I mean, like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is going to be at first base, but Bo Bichette's going to be at shortstop, assuming we do not make any other moves right now. Those are locked in,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
You got to think that Kevin Biggio has to play second now.
He has to play second, yeah.
And there's not a goddamn way in hell I'm moving Espinal off the third bag.
No. If we don't sign anybody to fill those positions, and that's just what it is, then Biggio will be the starting second baseman.
Yeah, Biggio has to be the starting second baseman. Yeah. In an ideal world, maybe he is a utility guy. You know, maybe we do go out and get those other guys, and Biggio is now the utility guy. I'm still in the camp that Biggio can, like, prove something and hopefully be an above average MLB player. I still think that is possible for him. However, this is the last season of rope that I'm giving to him. You know, like this is the last.
The last.
Like as far like maybe I'm
for Toronto Blue Jays window.
No, I mean like I'm gonna look on him completely. Like right now, I'm still looking at him like I think you can be an above average MLB player if you come out and you do what you did last season, and I understand that it was short for you, but if you come out and you do that for a full season again, I don't know if I don't think I can say that anymore. Like I don't. I think I will be looking at you now as a below average player. If you come out and you have a 700
below
OPS
average
again,
player who's still relatively young, you know, for baseball standards, and it's like you could one day be an average player. And I think I hear what you're saying in that regard. It's like he's not like toast, but he's like. For our team especially.
He'll still have an MLB career.
Yeah, he'll still have a career, but for our team especially, and that's why I think I said the window thing is because like we need guys who can play now. Like we are, and like I'm moving past the rebuild, the retool. It's win now time for Toronto Blue Jays. We're not fucking around anymore. We're trying to win. We're trying to win baseball games. So like, if you are not an above average MLB player, you are not in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And frankly, it's a great place to be.
It's an excellent place to
it's
be.
Like if
it's
you want to put
be.
up, it's like, do what you got to do. Like, put up, son. Like, here we go, and like, that's why, frankly, like, for me, it's like, I've always been on the Espinal train. Like, I think that he can do it. I do trust this guy. I think he can be a above average MLB player. So
he's got a year for me. I agree with you saying. This year's the year to show it to me.
Exactly. I am in that camp. Like, I think he's going to do it. Biggio, I'm not as convinced with.
Yeah.
Just because of what we've seen in the past. It's like in the MLB, you make your bread and butter on hitting a fastball. He can't
hit it.
do it.
You have to hit the fastball,
It's
man.
like any player, like. Even actually, I was gonna say even Grichuk could do it. Grichuk can't do
Grichuk
it. Can't. And that's the problem. It's like we see what happens, right? It's like you have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like that's the bare bones.
Yeah.
The other things will come. You have the other skills.
Yeah.
You need to get the base number one. You need to get building block
numero
uno.
Hit the fastball.
Just like smack it a little bit, man.
Yeah. When I play MLB The Show, Mark DeRosa always says whenever I'm late on a fastball, it's like this guy's gonna have to go back to some serious tee work if he can't hit that pitch. That's the easy one. That's the easy one.
Yeah.
Got another one here? Another question?
Mr. Noah says, is Gausman going to be one of our starters this year? Absolutely, bro. He's going to be the numero uno or number 2 starter on our team. If he's anything lower than that, then we fucked up.
Yeah.
It's like
I guess the only argument we can make is like Barrios becomes the number 1.
That's what I mean.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
But yeah, because I said if he's got to be the number 1 or the number 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
If he's not,
hey, Manoah, big breakout coming.
Okay, fine. Yeah. If Barrios and Manoah decide that they're both collectively gonna win Cy Young, then you can be number 3. It's if that doesn't happen, you better be in the top 2, guy.
Dude, is that we're in such a better place than we were last year this time. Think about last year this time. We had Ryu, which at the time was good. And then we had a question mark in Robbie Ray and question mark in Steven. I don't even know if we had Steven Matz at this point, honestly. But no, I don't think we did. I think because I remember January 22nd, we got Springer, which was like the beginning of the moves. But let's pretend like it is that time where we have Steve. And we had question mark in Steven Matz and then Rourke and nothing and Stripling. What a horrible place that was.
Oh, a horrible place. Yeah, it was a horrible place.
Horrible.
We have a much better rotation now, so I mean that's pretty solid. Isn't Yimi Garcia a closer?
No.
Yeah.
Not for us, though.
No,
he was on Miami. Was he on Miami? Yeah, he was on Miami. I had him in fantasy.
Yeah. Garcia,
he was on Miami.
Yeah, Yimi Garcia, he'll be in the bullpen. Probably a middle guy. Maybe if he pops off, we're looking at 7-8 sort of dude. Hops into the Simba role if he's doing really well.
Yeah.
I hope that's the case.
I hope so, but right now, based on his last year, he kind of reminds me of that 7th inning guy. He's going to be sharing it with Meza, to start the year. He's going to be with him and I like Meza better, honestly.
Yeah.
But him and Meza, Richards all share that 7-6 role, and then Simber is the 8th, and then Romano's the 9th. We know those.
NP Leader Winter, aka Jet, has a good question right here. Maybe it'll be the last one. I know I'm early, but what are your thoughts on Vladdy's little brother?
What are my thoughts? Exciting, bro. And that depending on what the CBA does, because they might change it to a draft coming next year for the international players, we should sign him. We should sign him.
Absolutely,
and try.
bro. It's let's face it. Every single person that we've seen come from that family in the last 30 to 40 years have been amazing at baseball. This kid had the exact same, or I imagine, very similar upbringing to Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Had to, yeah.
We've seen video of him hitting with a baseball. It looks good.
Oh, this guy smacks stingers, bro.
And he's 15. That is.
And for those lefty fanatics out there, he's a lefty.
He's a lefty.
He's a lefty.
He's 15 years younger than us.
Yeah.
And it's he, probably, incredible at baseball, way better than we could ever hope to be. And, it's why wouldn't we get this goddamn dude?
Go get him. Go get him, bro.
I will literally, I will sign the remaining Vladimir Guerrero generations right now. I want your family until at least 2100. That's what it is going to be.
Yeah. Even Vladdy's grandchildren.
Yeah. Pop up the baseball players, boys. Let's get it done.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. This one I really want to answer. The Lion of What the heck? Damascus?
Yeah.
Do the Jays actually need a left-handed bat, or does it matter? And I think it doesn't, like you said in bracket there, in parentheses. It doesn't, because we did great without them. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly, guys. Like, at the end of the day, that's an old school mentality, and it's just like, and I do understand it. Like, I do get why we think we need that.
But hitters hit, bro.
But hitters hit,
man.
you know, and unless we're going up against an entire pitching rotation in the World Series that are all fucking lefties,
Or I guess righties
that are gonna come after us, you know.
Oh no,
We're messing up right now. That are gonna come after us, you know. It's like, we're fine. Our guys are gonna smash.
dude, it's fine. I didn't care. Look, I barely looked at left, first, right. It didn't matter to me, because if I actually, here's the thing: if I looked at left, first, right, if I was noticing, oh no, like they're throwing righties at us, we're getting dominated with those sweeping sliders, then I would be like, now there's a problem. We need that one lefty bat in the lineup to come out and hit it. It doesn't matter, guys. We smack. We were second in baseball in hitting last year.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Throw whatever you guys want. I mean, like, Vlad's going to hit it. Bo's going to hit it. Also, one other thing.
Yes.
Daryl Adams says, Nick and Adam, with players that don't have a contract and lockout is done, could teams get players cheaper because they want a contract? And I think maybe some of the smaller guys. But I think a dude like a Carlos Correa, he's not going to rush.
No.
A dude like a Trevor Story, not going to rush.
Because they know they're going to get paid.
Yeah. They will sit out if they don't get paid. Like, these are the type of players that are going to, like, fine, don't sign me then. I'll just wait here. I'll be on free agency.
Someone will sign me.
Anybody want me? Like, here I am.
And they're going to.
Yeah,
They're going to.
$330 is the price. Make it happen, guys.
They're going to,
and
man.
some team is going to want to pay that, you know. So it's like, I don't think it's going to be any cheaper. I think it'll be frantic, but it's not going to be any cheaper. There might be one or two players that have a bit of a discount, but probably not so much.
Mr. Noah, I guess I'll just keep answering questions. I'm like half done my wine bottle, so I'm feeling good right now.
Also, the line of Damascus, all the other Jays podcasts are creaming over it, and it's baffling.
What?
The
lefties?
The whole lefty thing. I agree.
It doesn't matter, guys.
It doesn't fucking matter, you
That
know?
is like, and hey, look, I used to be an old school baseball guy too. I literally grew up playing it, where my coach would be like, would get wet over the fact that we had lefty, righty, lefty, righty. He's like, oh my god, like, so good. But like, it didn't matter because we lost so many games because we were shit. All right, it didn't matter. Like, it really does not matter. I'm a lefty. I could hit left-handed pitching at that time because their breaking balls were bad. It didn't matter. I saw it. I'm like, oh, I see it right away. Because you know why? At that level, not to boost my own ego, but I was a good hitter. So if they're good hitters, righties, in the major leagues, they don't care.
Yeah,
they
I agree.
really don't care.
Like, if you showed me the top 10 offenses in the MLB, and they all had righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, then I'd be like, fuck, we need some lefties.
Yeah,
you know?
and it was
like,
like so clear. Like, the management was like, I don't know who to put in relief because the lefty righty matchups, and like, it's just such an old school mentality too, especially nowadays when it's like you have the new rule of like, you have to have this guy in for 3 guys. You can't just do you're not defending it. That's why people do righty lefty because you used to do like a guy would come in, face one batter and get removed, and then because he's a lefty, he faces the lefty. But now it's he has to do a 3 batter minimum. So it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter anymore, guys. We smack. We hit home runs. We hit a lot of home runs last year. It doesn't matter.
I like good hitters. That's all.
I like good hitters. I don't give a shit if they're lefty or righty.
Yeah, that's the thing. That sweeping slider, our guys aren't.
We're not going to hit it. We're not going to offer at it.
We're not gonna, unless
We don't
it'll
care.
be Bo, but he'll still hit it.
It'll be Gritchick, but he won't.
Well,
but we're not going to play
that's why
Gritchick
we don't
anymore.
play Gritchick,
That's why we don't
goddammit.
play it, because we're better than Gritchick.
Yeah,
we're
Gritchick
better
can
than
get the
Gritchick.
fuck out of here, man. Also, Carlos Madrid, I see that, dude. Carlos Madrid guy, I got a new phone, so what's up? What's up, dude?
Hey, what's up?
Hope you're enjoying your new phone. Okay, final thing. Tyler Martin, would you prefer a 5th starting pitcher or a 3rd baseman to fill out the roster?
Ooh, I think I honestly want a 3rd baseman. I want Chris Bryant.
I would take the starting pitcher. Take the starting pitcher.
I think it's because it's Chris Bryant. If it's Chris Bryant, I'll
Bryant
take
or
it.
Clayton Kershaw.
Oh, fuck. Okay, if it's Clayton Kershaw, then yes, I'll take Clayton Kershaw. But if it's Chris Bryant versus
Some
fucking what's his face? Kikuchi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking.
Yeah,
I want Chris Bryant. It depends on who it is. That's basically it.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Yeah. What about Nick Castellanos? Oh, is he a lefty? Nick Castellanos the lefty? Is Nick Castellanos the lefty? Well, fuck, I don't even give a fuck. I'll take Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. Like
he's a good hitter, goddammit.
He's a good hitter. I don't care if
I don't give a crap what he is. I don't give a crap what he is. Yeah.
I don't give a
Nick
shit.
Castellanos is getting 850 OPS minimum next year.
Oh,
so,
God,
like,
yeah. Even still hit 900.
100%, dude. 100%. I will take Nick Castellanos. I think Lourdes Gurriel Jr. should be in the 1, 2, 3 spot this year. And sorry if I'm talking so much. Not at all, dude. I think that Lourdes Gurriel Jr. should be the 1, the 2, and the 3 spot. I think that he should hit. Then there should be a ghost runner. Then he should hit again. Another ghost runner. And then it's him hitting again. In fact, fuck it. Let's just play Lourdes Gurriel Jr. 9 times through the lineup. That's what we should do.
Yeah, baby.
That'd be an elite team, bro. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. smacking our way in.
But here's the thing. It's like, I hear what you're saying, Mr. Noah. I just, like, because we're so top-heavy in our lineup, like, I love that the Lord bats, like, 7. Like, the fact that the Lord, the frigging Lord, what?
Damn it.
What? No! Whatever. The fact that the Lord bats 7 is amazing. It shows how much depth we have.
I personally think that the Lord should bat, if I'm being realistic,
6,
5 or 6.
Because the lefties are there. See, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
The lefties don't matter.
Yeah. Because, like, for me, it's like, I think that the Lord should bat 5 or 6 because I think he is, like, it's honestly, it feels like disrespect for me that this guy gets put in the 7th spot. You know, and I'm just like,
it's because, like, Kirk, first of all, Kirk bats 6, which is, I get it.
I mean, I like Kirk.
I get it.
Kirk can bat 6.
But then it was like Dickerson would bat there sometimes too.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what? Here's my thing too. It's like, I like Dickerson, but, like, the Lord is part of our team, man. Like, this guy is like part, like, I look at him as like a key Toronto Blue Jay of the future. Like, this is part of the team right now. Like,
he came up with the dudes.
Dickerson's a tiny little fucking Band-Aid that we just threw on there.
We
and
traded
it's like,
for it.
Oh,
He was the add-on for Simber.
Yeah, and then it's like, now, who is Dickerson now? We're just not even on the team anymore.
Take it in that we traded, like, a nobody minor leaguer and Joe Panic for Dickerson and Simber last year. That was a dub.
Yeah, that was a great trade.
That was like one of the, like, both, like, they're all of them.
It counteracts the Brad Hand trade.
Yes, it does.
But that's what I mean. We're even.
We're even now. We're even now. Carlos, here's a fun one. Guys, what do you think about Boston beating you last season? I guess you're a Boston fan if you're saying you. Yeah. Well, they didn't. They beat us in the record, and I think I don't know what
I think that they
beat us in the record.
Think they got us a little bit. Yeah.
In the head-to-head matchups.
I do believe so. Yeah, I do believe so. If I have it remembered correctly.
Well,
yeah.
With that being said, I think that we'll beat them this year.
Yeah.
I think we'll beat them this year.
Dude. You know what? I said it last offseason, and, like, I was on the Boston train last year. I was like, I think that they could win games. Like, the pitching was obviously questionable. But, I mean, like, nothing can be said about that lineup. Like, that lineup is,
lineup's good.
You know, 100%, like, at least top 10, like, arguably top
definitely.
5.
I'd say top 5
you know,
lineup.
It's like top 5 lineup in the entire MLB. You know, it's like they could be number 1 if they are all hitting their potential. So, I mean, there's a team to be scared of. Like, they have some good goddamn players.
And their pitching did enough. You know, their pitching did enough.
Yeah, and then it was just like, okay, like, let's just ride Bogarts, Devers, and Martinez.
Yeah.
And then you throw on Kiki Hernandez, you throw on Kyle Schwarber, you know, you throw on some other breakouts there. It's like, oh, okay, Verdugo. You throw on these guys, like, oh, hello, like, we are now like a top 3 lineup in all of baseball. So it's fine.
I think they were actually top 3 in offense last year.
So,
yeah, so they are top 3 lineup.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, and that's the thing. They were top 3. They didn't have some of those other guys like popping off the way that they were, you know, until like late in the season. You know, it's like they only acquired Kyle Schwarber late. Like Kiki Hernandez was not as elite as Kiki Hernandez was until the end of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was.
So it's like,
he's still good, but, you know,
still good. But it's like at the end of the year, it was like, oh my God, you know, Kiki Hernandez.
Hey, and they made it to the ALCS, man.
They made it to the ALCS. So, like, respect to Boston where respect is due. We're gonna kick their ass this year. Though,
we're gonna go to the ALCS. Yo, actually, one last thing for prediction wise. While the outro music's going, predictions on Blue Jays this upcoming year. Where do we finish? Do we make playoffs? What are we doing?
It's so hard. Yeah, it's like
your gut reaction. What are you thinking?
I actually don't know, dude. Because, like, baseball is, well, all sports are like this. You know, it's like we're not so dominant that I can say that like we're gonna do this for sure. You know what I mean? Like we're not at that. Like, we're not like the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're not like the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not like it's not like we're definitely gonna do it. You know? It's like,
but what's the potential here? What are you thinking?
Well, I do think that the potential is World Series. I think that that's the potential, but potential is also floor is we miss fucking playoffs again because we did that.
What do you got? We got here.
Probably somewhere in the middle. You know, it's like we make playoffs.
Which division? Division or do we get to the division series? We get to the championship series? We get
I'm trying to figure out if we win the division or not.
I think we're gonna get wild card. Then I think we're gonna win it.
Well, who's gonna win the division?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays are gonna win again.
They're gonna win again.
I don't know. No, it's not gonna happen this year.
Who's gonna win?
It's impossible, bro.
Who's gonna win the division?
Impossible. They don't have to get players on their team. I'm sticking.
You were gonna stick to those guns until the day you die, bro.
Until the day that they
this
don't win anymore.
whole time we've been on this podcast, I'm trying to tell this man that the Rays just keep winning, bro.
Dude, and here's the thing: there's gonna be a year that they don't, and I'm gonna be like, there. I told you. I said that they were bad. God damn it. And that year I will be correct. So if they're gonna suck, you know, fuck it. Blue Jays win the division. We get knocked out. We win the first round, then we get knocked out after that. Will that make it?
We win the first round.
Semifinals.
So we make it to the LCS.
Yeah, we get knocked out.
That's what I was gonna say. We make it to the LCS next year, guys. I think that's where we gotta be. That's where we gotta be, guys. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Wine Unwind. Thank you for the donation, Jordan, and thank you for everybody who's been watching along. We really appreciate you guys. Hopefully, we get baseball back soon, and we can all be together again watching sports in April.
Thanks so much for watching. Oh, go Jays, go!